Today, guys, we're going to go ahead and unbox and see if there's any kind of installation or some assembly required into our brand new 17-inch electric version of the Blackstone. Should be fun.
We finally bit the Blackstone bug, y'all.
We didn't want the propane one, so we opted for the electric because we're always plugged into power anyway. So why use propane that costs more money? We're already paying for the electric. Should be fun. Come on.
And I'm going to do some cooking. Woo!
Hello and welcome back. If it's your first time here, I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison.
And we're
Jarhead and Ginger's Journey.
We're full-time RVers. We do destination videos, tips and tricks, and all things RV. If that sounds like something you'd like, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and come along on our journeys. So Allison decided she'd go ahead and go in and work on some other things. So for most of the rest of this video, you gotta stare at my mug here. But let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna do the unboxing portion first and see what it all comes with. It's definitely taped up pretty well, all the way across all the seams, taped all up. All right. So inside the box, the first thing you're going to find is your electric griddle instruction manual and warnings and all. And let me bring you around so you can see the inside of this box, guys. It's really done nicely. As you can see there, the inside is wrapped up completely with foam, and that foam is taped to cardboard on both sides. That's really sturdy and good looking packaging to me. Now that I've got it open, the top open, because of all that packaging, I'm going to have to use my knife again to cut through the tape so I can start getting this thing out of the box. Okay, foam there. Actually, I'm going to have to tip it out of the box. It's not going to come out with all that packaging. Hold it like this. There we go. Now it's upside down. We'll have to flip it over. Wow, those are super hard cardboard, guys. You can hear that. That's like almost like wood. They're so sturdy. Pull this off of both ends here. And let's get the plastic off so we can take a look. The electric model does come with a lid. I don't think the propane model does, but the lid is glass so you can see through onto your actual griddle, which I thought was pretty cool. This should come out of here, I believe. Oh, the whole thing lifts off. Okay. Then you can get to your bag. More styrofoam for padding. They weren't messing around with this packaging job, guys. There's the other bag for the main unit. That little bag was just over the knob to start it up. I'll go ahead and see how that all goes together. Okay, so there's a little lip on the front of the griddle section. And then in the back, there's just a little foot on both sides. That little lip will slip into place right up front here. There we go. So it's actually connected to the front, and it just sits on the back here on top of the burner assembly that was under there. And let's see this. Okay. This on the back, let me turn it around so you guys can hopefully see it. On the back here, there's little grooves. And on the lid, there's little round sections with 2 tabs, one on each side. So what I'm guessing is those tabs, or those little round parts, just slip right over, and now your lid is attached as well. So that wasn't bad. Let's see what we have in here. I'm guessing this is going to be our power supply. Well, I was partially right. You do get a power cord. The other bag is your grease drip tray. Let's see if we can figure out how that goes on. Flip it around so you guys can see again. Oh, there we go. Okay, so on the drip tray itself, there's these 2 brackets that face down like this. And when you lift the Blackstone up, there's 2 slots, one on each side, that drip tray will just sit down on like that, and then you're good to go. So I guess this extra loop right here is probably just the handle, so you can take it to dump it out. So it's pretty handy. Well, that turned out to be quite the easy and quick unboxing. I would say from the first slice on the box to complete, all the way unpackaged and ready to be plugged in, maybe 5 minutes. If I wasn't filming, it would have probably been even less than that, guys. So this thing, out of the box, super easy to set up, really well packaged, so you're not going to, hopefully you won't get anything that's broken during shipping, especially the glass here on top. But yeah, very well packaged and super easy to put together, guys.
It's a little bit cold outside today, so I'm going to cook with the Blackstone inside. This is going to be the first time using the Blackstone, and Scott's at work, so I'm going to go ahead and get this done. We're making steak fajitas. I'm going to go ahead, and I've already washed the grill with warm soapy water, just with a cloth, and wiped it clean a couple of times, wiped it dry, and now I'm going to preheat it. You just push this power button, hold it in a little bit, it'll turn on. You can select Fahrenheit or Celsius. We're going to stick with Fahrenheit, and turn the dial to select the temperature. For 50, I'm going to push the button again to set the temperature. And it's set. You'll see there's 2 little white lines here. When the lines go to the orange, they'll go this way, and that'll show you that it is preheated. I'll show you. I like that it has a cover, but I'm going to leave it closed to preheat. While it's heating, I'm going to slice up the beef. I've already sliced up the peppers, onions, and there's some green onions in there too. And now I'm going to go ahead and slice up the beef. Some people like to cook the meat before slicing it. I think that I like all the charredness, so I'm going to go ahead and pre-slice mine. I sliced the meat into 3 sections with the grain. And next I'm going to slice into smaller sections against the grain, and this will result in more tender beef. Prince Harry just finished his dinner. He's waiting to help with the fajitas. Always use plastic or wooden spatulas or utensils. Don't use any metal on there because it will scratch the nonstick surface. I'm going to use this Blackstone does sell longer turners that give you more of a surface coverage, but I don't have that yet, so I do want to get those. Here we go. You ready? I'm going to put a little bit of bacon grease on the grill. Get ready to listen to that sizzle. Oop, it's going to go down the hole. I'm using bacon grease because it's healthier than the canola or vegetable oil. You should always use bacon grease for keto, or coconut oil. Olive oil, you have to be careful because it's not supposed to get to a high heat. Okay, it's all greased up. It is nonstick, but I still like to have a little bit of grease on there for just to help it browning and flavor. I'm putting the fajitas on there. Oh, listen to that sizzle. It is important to have proper ventilation. So I have the windows open, and I do have the fan on, the house fan above. Otherwise, the bacon detector will go off, the smoke detector, letting you know it's done when it's really not. And you gotta watch that little hole back there. Everything will slip down into it if you're not careful. I think I just lost a little heaters. That's clean, there's nothing in it. First time I use it, so it's washed and everything. Now we're just gonna let these sizzle for a little bit, and then we'll add the vegetables. Now the meat is nice and brown. It's not finished yet. I just flipped it. Here come the veggies, the bell peppers, onions, and green onions. I'm going to put some of the rest of the marinade on top of the veggies. They need to have a little device you can put over this hole to block the little things from going in. That would be helpful. I'm going to let these cook, and I'll be right back. That looks good. Oh, and it smells delicious. You definitely need that smell-o-vision. I'm gonna get a piece, and let's see, a big piece, and slice it open to see if it's done to Scott's likeness. He likes his meat a little more pink, and oh, it's hot. Get a paper towel. So I probably overcooked it a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take all the meat off. I'm going to put them in my stone so that it can stay warm in the oven until we're ready to eat. And Scott just got home from the schoolhouse, so dinner should be on soon. I'm going to let this rest a little while. Get these all browned up. And while these are going, I'm going to do some cauliflower rice. I'm using some frozen rice cauliflower that I microwaved a little bit in the seasoning bowl to get it thawed. Microwaved it for 90 seconds. And it's already seasoned with what was left of the marinade in the bowl. But I'm going to add some Goya sofrito. Normally I would just chop up some peppers and or these peppers and onions and tomato, but I'm just going to use a quick little dash of this. This is 0 carbs, but there are some additives like cornstarch that are not keto, but this little bit, and with it being 0 carb, shouldn't be a problem. One thing about the 17-inch electric griddle that is different is it does not have the different temperature zones. Some of the bigger ones, I don't know if the electric 22-inch has the different temperature zones, but I'm finding this is fine. I have these just slid over to the side, and they're still cooking a little, but I'm keeping an eye on them. And this cauliflower rice won't take long at all. And get a little sample here. Make sure it's done. Hot. Just a little bit longer. I'm gonna add some salt too. Redmond's Real Salt is my salt of choice, not sponsored, but we can work something out. Now I'm gonna grab a bowl to put the cauliflower rice in and get right back to you, and then we're gonna give it a taste test. Since I don't have the spatula set or the turner set for the griddle, I'm going to just scoop up the rice against the back. I was so smart to think of that. Actually, okay, I'll give Scott credit. And little piece doesn't want to go. Then I'm going to turn it off, and when it cools, I'll just wipe it clean. And we're ready for the taste test. Here's the cauli rice, and here's the steak, peppers, and onions. And we're gonna do a taste test. Since it's just the two of us, we're gonna use our fingers to taste the meat, but can't watch us eat.
I came in just at the right time. I let her do all the work, and then I just come in and eat.
Oh, but there's dishes.
I'm busy.
Let's give it a try. I'm gonna find the tiny piece so I can chew it quickly. Well, what did you think?
The flavor was really good, but I'm not a big fajita fan because the meat is just too tough for me. This is a little better, and like I said, the flavor is very good. So I'll just have to deal with picking it out of my teeth, I guess.
One thing that would have made it more tender, I did use the recipe. I forgot to use the meat mallet to tenderize it, and there's this really cool tenderizer that I want to get. So I think that convinced me to get that. So now, a little bite of the cauli rice. Make sure it's not too hot for you. Too hot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it burnt me. Tasty.
Right.
That's tasty too.
For cleaning, we just have to wash this with a wet soapy rag and then rinse it with a wet rag and make sure it's dry before we put it away. No dishwasher, no putting it in the sink and scrubbing it. It's just that simple.
Nice.
You think you like the Blackstone?
I like the food that comes off of it. I haven't used it yet. Well, if you're still here, thanks for sticking around till the end. We'll see you next time on Jarhead and Ginger's Journey. Bye, guys.